Hi everyone, Larry Berman here, and here's what's on my radar this week. Other than being a little bit flushed, just had my COVID shot not a couple hours ago. There's a lot going on here. We saw Apple, Microsoft, Amazon now today, Google, they're selling into it. We're up against major resistance in the NASDAQ overall. The markets are going to be challenged here, and Monday we get the big refunding announcement from the Treasury. I suspect there's going to be an awful lot more need for cash to pay for all the largesse that the markets are cheering right now and all the GDP that it's creating. But this is, for the most part, this isn't great GDP, right? GDP, when a company like Apple says we're going to take $90 billion and buy back shares, that's great for inequality, right? That's great for the unit holders. That's not great because they could take that 90 billion and have more plant and equipment, create more jobs, more salaries. That is good multiplier. That is good GDP. So, we're seeing a lot of money moving. We're not seeing tremendous productive use of capital. And that's been a big problem. So until we start seeing that, we can expect Biden and governments all around the world to spend. And we heard from Dallas Fed Kaplan today, and he basically said, I think it's time to start thinking about unwinding. Listen, this guy was a Goldman Sachs partner, so far be it for me to criticize, and he's president of the Dallas Federal Reserve, so his resume swamps mine, but there's not a snowball's chance they're going to be able to unwind in any material way at all ever, because the deficits are going to keep coming and coming and coming, and then we're going to hit a fiscal cliff, and the markets are going to sell off, and they're going to need to do more. The global economy is so fragile, and it just blows my mind. Nevertheless, up and away when we get to stimulus. So that's the scale that we have to weigh going forward. And really, frankly, it's going to be a very, very challenging market, for the foreseeable future, with valuations where they are. Volatility's low now. So what did we do in our portfolios this week? With our Pro-Eyes indicator flashing red, we added hedges. We added more sleep at night factors. So listen, we'll see what happens, but I suspect the odds of a 5 to 10% correction in U.S. large caps and broad equity markets globally is going to come in the next couple of months, next week, next month, 3 months from now. I don't know, but probably before all this funding has to be paid for, and so bond yields are going to get stressed. So in our bond portfolio, we've been trading the duration around. We basically unloaded the vast majority of our duration today on what little month-end rebalancing pop we got in bonds. And yields are going to go way higher, and then the Fed will have to step in and buy them. Forget unwinding the balance sheet. What's wrong with you people? Chair Powell was asked this week in the press conference about the frothy equity market, and he said, yeah, there's a little bit of frothy there. So listen, the risk factors are really high. Stop waving the pom-poms and be just a little bit concerned. And while earnings are great, they're coming from a small number of companies. So, 20 times multiple on 185 is 3,700, guys. It's not 4,700. And we just saw an upgrade to something like 4,600 by the end of the year. So anyways, we'll see how that all plays out. I'm very cautious now. Bull and bear pick of the week. It's got to be something on the bearish side where you can make a little money on the downside, the most overvalued part. NASDAQ, we're seeing the reversals. Try a QID, an inverse of the NASDAQ on the downside for a trade here. Try the Russell 2002 and RWM for an inverse trade on the downside. And on the long side, what's working, and some of the themes are still working. Green, we saw them sell into the energy earnings today. Green. So, green, marijuana, we saw a big sell-off in the marijuana names. So a couple ideas there on the long side, some thematic plays, and where there's overvaluation, guys, be very, very cautious. Have a great week. Looking forward to this. I got a message for you, Mr. Premier. This is okay outside. Okay, CDC said this week, It's okay to be outside. Don't need to wear a mask. I'm not going to golf with a mask on, but social distancing outside, dispersion of breath, and come on, guys. Golf. It's golf season. Have a great week, everyone. Take care. Be well. Be safe.